Hello, welcome. Hopefully the wind is not too loud. So it is the first day of the screen time challenge, so we are kind of swapping or using the average screen time from last week to dictate our language learning for this week. So I decided to use my total social media time from the first few days of last week to create an average. Basically, my screen time wasn't working the week before, and so I will be doing 3 hours and 35 minutes a day, hopefully, and I'm only counting time which basically would have been available for screen time, so not stuff when I'm driving, not stuff when I'm working, that sort of thing. For now, it is my lunch on Monday, and I do have to work late today. I ordinarily don't have to do that, but it does mean that I will get part of the day off later this week, so that's very exciting. But in the meantime, for a little bit on my lunch break, I am going to read. I did get the audiobook finally for the next Isabel Allende book that I'm trying to read. The audiobook was on hold from the library for forever, and it has said approximately 2 weeks remaining for 3 weeks, and it still said that. So I was looking around and I saw that actually another library that I am part of got a copy of it, and so I just switched to that one and we are good to go now. I will check back in tonight, but obviously I don't necessarily anticipate getting the full time in today. I'll just do what I can. Okay, so it is Tuesday evening, so I'm finally showing up to the challenge for real now. So it is 5:30 and I have my first Lingota class at 7. Well, technically it's not my first Lingota class. I did use it when I was a beginner for a month or two, but my first one since then. So I will be making a review video. I'm not doing the sprint, I'm just doing classes. So if you have questions about Lingota classes, leave them in the comments, but not affiliated or sponsored or anything. I do want to prep for that, obviously, but I think first I'm just going to watch more of the show that I was watching last night. It is a Netflix show, and so I'm not really going to be talking about it because I don't know whether Netflix originals are impacted by the strike or not. But anyway, I'm not really liking this show, but I need to finish the first season because we were watching it and talking about it in the mini immersion Discord, and I do want to finish the season, but I don't think I will continue after that. So okay, finished the show as expected. Did not love it. I gave it 2.5 stars. It was okay. I have 15 minutes until my class starts, and I am so nervous every time. I was talking about this in the comments with Madison at Someday Korean, how every time I'm like, I'm not gonna get nervous this time, it's fine. And then the time comes, and lo and behold, I get nervous. I don't know whether I prefer group lessons or not. We shall see. I do feel like it's maybe a little bit better because you don't have to talk as much, but then also that's worse because you're not talking as much if the point is to practice speaking. And also there's more people to witness your failures. I am nervous about this being a higher level class, because when I was in the very beginning classes, there were some people who were way too high of a level, they should not have been in that class, and they were. So that was kind of annoying, but otherwise we were all messing up together, and so I am nervous. I took their placement test and it put me in B1.3 or something like that, so I picked one of those. But there are classes that I am very excited about if this one goes well, but I wanted to make sure that the level was okay before I booked more classes. So anyway, I'm going to practice talking for 10 minutes before we get on this Zoom. You will be surprised and relieved to find out that I survived. The class was pretty good, I think. I definitely made a ton of mistakes, but it was a good group, and the teacher was really nice, and yeah, it was fine. I felt like I did okay. Not as bad as it could have gone, for sure. Not that I feel like I have to perform or anything, but you also don't want to feel like you're doing your worst. I booked 2 more classes for Thursday because I don't have to work a full day on Thursday. The free trial is 3 classes in 1 week. So now I have all of those booked, and I think I will keep going, but we'll see how it goes. So it is 8:30, and I have an hour and 45 minutes in so far. So I still need an hour and 45 minutes. So I don't think that's going to happen today, but we will get what we can in. Hopefully, cross my fingers that nothing goes wrong, but hopefully I will have a lot of time to make up time later this week. I do want to read a little bit because I have barely read any of my Isabel Allende book so far this week. I mean, it's only Tuesday, but something about working all day on Monday just makes your week feel eternal. I feel like it's Wednesday or Thursday already. Yeah, I'm going to figure out what I'm doing next because I clearly am not put together right now, and I will see you later. Hello. Okay, so Wednesday evening, I got home a little bit ago and I just filmed a video, and so it is very difficult for me to resist editing that video right now, but I am going to resist. So today, all I have done that counts is listened to about 10 minutes of a podcast in German, so that will count towards my dabbling. I am going to do some of my Lingalia course. I have not been doing that really ever since I finished the B1 course. I do think that I needed a break, but I've just kind of been letting that break carry on indefinitely, and so I am going to get back to that. And then, I don't know, probably read or something. I do want to finish the movie that I started last night in French because I was enjoying that. I'm very excited tomorrow. I decided to just fully take the day off because I was only going to have to work a half day anyway, and so I just took the day off. Yes. Hello, good morning. So, it is Thursday morning, it's about 9 a.m. I just, laid around a bit this morning, but I do have a Lingota class scheduled for 10, so I need to go get some caffeine. Before that starts, I am out of everything, so, also out of toilet paper, so that's very important. So I just updated my bingo board for the start of today so that I can see how much I can get done today and tomorrow and the rest of the weekend, of course. So I am going to listen to the podcast Coca-Cola versus Pepsi on the walk to the store. Obviously that does not sound super exciting, but so the general podcast is about business wars, and so right now it's talking about when there was cocaine in Coke, and so yeah, I only just started it, but so far it's pretty interesting. Oh yeah, so time update. I'm definitely behind on the time that I wanted to track, focused study. For the week so far, I do have almost 13 hours, so I'm actually doing really well for total hours, but I decided to track everything for this week and then separate out the focused time. About 4 hours and 15 minutes, actually, every day, completely coincidentally, but most of that has been passive, has been listening to stuff while I'm at work or in the car, which is great. It's totally fine. That's, wonderful. But, not the aim of this week for me specifically. So, anyway. Hello, welcome to my kitchen. I had my class, which was very good. It was about Well, it was supposed to be about, like, the supply chain, basically, of products, like being able to talk about where products come from, quality standards, and that sort of thing. Mostly we just talked about food and, like, the food industry and stuff, which is totally fine. It was a very entertaining class. I really liked the teacher, so I will probably look for his classes in the future. And the group was really good. So anyway, it is now almost noon. I have another class scheduled for 2 because I decided to just do them, both of the classes that I had left, for this trial week today, since I have the day off. I am going to make a smoothie. This is my most wonderful possession. It's a rechargeable wireless blender. I use it literally every single day. I might finish the movie that I was watching in French because I did not finish it last night. I fell asleep after like 15 minutes, maybe even less. Okay, super random, but the other day I spilled leftovers on my book. Well, I didn't spill them. I was trying to carry too much stuff in at the same time, and there's a bag catastrophe. And so I had leftover pasta with with tomato sauce that spilled into the bag with my book. So thankfully it was just on like the edge of the pages, but it smells because it was like garlic, and so I've been trying to get that out. And so I did a bunch of baking soda stuff, and then I put the book in the freezer because that's supposed to help with odors. I don't know about specifically for books, and so I was going to try to sand off the edges of the paper. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but my grocery store did not have sandpaper. Obvious, that kind of makes sense. It's a grocery store. I don't really care about the stain so much. I just don't want it to smell. So we'll see how that goes. Hello. So did my second class. It was good. Nothing really to report. I think I'm going to stop listening to that podcast that I was listening to. It was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. But at some point, I don't really care about Coke versus Pepsi anymore. You know? I'm not really feeling the audiobook that I'm listening to in Spanish, so I might need to switch that too. Really, it's just been a super weird week for me. The things that I've been in the mood to do have been slightly different than normal. Not that crazy, but I haven't read that much. I haven't listened to that much audiobooks in comparison to normal, and I've been super into podcasts. Obviously been doing the virtual classes, which is abnormal for me. And so, yeah, it's just been, changing it up just a little bit, which is good. So I think I'm just going to keep going with that, just keep doing whatever I feel like doing in the moment. So anyway, my partner is coming over in a minute to hang out. And so I will be, Hello, so just a little update. Friday evening, so after work I went to the park and read for a while. Then I went for a long walk and I did some jump roping, which is something I'm trying to get back into for, health and maybe kind of fun reasons. I don't know, I'm still in too bad of shape for it to be fun yet. And I've lost the coordination for it, I used to be able to cross the rope, and now I can barely keep it going for more than 10 or 15 seconds. So anyway, I was just looking at the bingo. I do have a bingo. I have a Vertical One movie, free space, audio book, and TV show, but I'm also close to getting several other ones, so I do want to try to get those in the next 2 days. I do have some stuff to do this weekend, but I'm still hoping to be able to get some things in. So this evening, I might try to watch a documentary. I've been really happy with how this week has gone, although I have not been hitting the numbers every day because I'm not counting passive. If you look at my total amount of time, it has been between 4 hours and 15 minutes and 4.5 hours every day, and then today will actually be more than that. So I am very, very happy with that. Time-wise, I don't honestly know if I'm going to make it, unless I have more time to study this weekend than I think I will. But either way, I'm very happy. I've been branching out a little bit. I do wish I'd gotten more reading in so far, but maybe that will perk up this weekend. So, hello. So, it is Saturday morning, so I just did about an hour of my Spanish course, hung out virtually with Victoria from Study Notepad. Check out her Instagram and Substack. So I think I said last night that I have some things to do this weekend, like hanging out with people. I have a child's birthday party to go to, and so I'm not sure how, the rest of the time is going to fit in, but obviously still going to do things here and there.
You're so wonderful. A star could never shine as bright as you. Shine as bright as you. Even the dark days still see light. Even the birds still sing at night.
Okay, so I've been looking for an app or something to read and listen to short things in French at the same time, preferably easy things, and I think I finally found one. I was trying Link, but I forgot that you can't look things up in Link after 20 or something like that for free, so that wasn't going to work for me. I found this site from, I think it was a Fluent U list or something, and it's called Un Jour, Un Actu. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I didn't think it was going to work at first because they have one section for news stories, but I don't think there's any audio that goes with it. And then the reverse, they have podcasts, but as far as I can tell, there's no transcript. The little description at the bottom, I don't think is a full transcript. I'll have to look at more of them. But what they do have is this video section, and they do have full transcripts, at least for the ones that I looked at. So I will be poking around more in this, but yeah, very excited about that. So there's a writing event in the mini version Discord at 2, and it is 1 right now, so I think until that I am going to read some of this book because I feel like it. Hello! So it is Sunday evening. I am in full-blown getting ready for the work week mode, but I thought I would just pop in and wrap up this video. I will probably be getting another hour or so in of listening or watching something tonight, but not enough to substantially change anything. It's already 8:30. I have 28 hours and 39 minutes total for the week. So that does include passive listening, which I was trying not to count. So I did count the sections that were super passive, and that was approximately 7 hours. So I have about 21 to 22 hours, somewhere in between there. And so I did not reach the original goal of 25 hours, but very close. I didn't even remotely hit. I was trying to do an hour of French every day, and that was not even close. I did an hour and 23 minutes in French, and I dabbled a tiny bit in German just for kicks and giggles, but overwhelmingly all the time was in Spanish, which is okay. Really the only reason I wanted to dabble was to feel more inspired, and obviously I do want to add French in, but not at the expense of my Spanish. So since I wasn't even getting the full time I wanted in Spanish, I'm totally fine with that. And actually, as the week went on, I really found, resources and stuff that I think is going to work well for French, as I talked about. So I think I'm going to be in a good place to hopefully incorporate French more. And yeah, as I mentioned, I just really felt good this week, like specifically about language learning. Just felt like inspired to do different things, try different things. Two things that I don't think I've talked about yet. First of all, there is a reading challenge, a Halloween reading challenge on Instagram, just to read a book in your target language in the month of October, hosted by ko.studygram, and so it's hashtag read with ko. And so yeah, I put a poll on Instagram to see which of my current reads I should use for that, so we will see what people pick. And secondly, I very strangely have decided to try to listen to all of the episodes of the podcast Radio Ambulante, hopefully before I go to Spain, which is in the middle of November. So in like less than 2 months, there are like 250 episodes of this podcast. So, certainly if I don't finish them all before Spain, no problem whatsoever. But I think it will just be a really interesting challenge to try to watch or listen to them all. So those are two kind of random projects that got added in at the end of the week here that I'm very excited about. Like, this challenge wasn't really geared towards, trying new things or anything, whereas kind of honestly the random number generator challenge was, and I ended up being much more inspired this time than that time. So, it just shows how things fit in your life at different times, and you can't, force that, but you can make little suggestions to yourself and see what takes. But yeah, anyway, this has been quite a rambly vlog. I've already edited some of it, and I was feeling very chatty this week. So definitely let me know how your language learning is going, and I will see you in the next video.